employee or a former Nike employee who is making the rounds with a video that is now circulating the internet, talking about the situation involving Nike, Caitlin Clark, the slow play that they're doing, even doing so much to show how their stock is falling off the shelf. And let's talk about this video. You may have seen it by now. I'm going to show it to you again, but it's a former 15-year employee at Nike in the women's division, and
Caitlin Clark just rewrote the playbook, shook the sneaker scene to its core, and might have Nike sweating bullets through its iconic swoosh. After Adidas made a move so daring it had LeBron double-checking his contract, Caitlin didn't just respond, she unleashed a bombshell. Now, fans are going wild, Twitter's ablaze, and sneakerheads everywhere are re-evaluating their loyalties. What did she say? Why is Nike suddenly on edge? And did Adidas just pull off the steal of the century? Strap in, this story is about to get crazy.
A big game for Caitlin, her returning to her alumni in Iowa and her hitting that massive logo 3, the logo 3 during the game that some of her sponsors would want to show her support on social media, do any sort of marketing to uplift her and uplift their brand. And one who did do that was Gatorade. They tweeted a photo of her and they said, "Real home court advantage. Welcome back to Iowa, Caitlin Clark." Now, one of her lead sponsors that was noticeably quiet yesterday was Nike. And a lot of people were tweeting about this. They were wondering, why isn't Nike and Nike basketball, why are none of their accounts saying anything about this? Yes, it's a preseason game, but this is a huge day for Caitlin. She's returning to her.
Caitlin Clark didn't just dish out assists on the court. She served up a full-blown lawsuit's worth of receipts aimed straight at Nike, all without breaking a sweat. That swoosh. It's starting to look less like a badge of athletic excellence and more like a sinking checkmark of broken promises. Yep, you heard that right. Nike, the very brand that practically wrote the playbook on sports endorsements, is now ghosting its brightest rising star like a Tinder date with serious commitment issues.
Nike, we need to talk about Caitlin Clark. Let's you and me talk about Caitlin Clark since you refuse to talk about Caitlin Clark. I care deeply about you. I spent over a decade in your marketing organization. I spent several years trying to get into your organization. And it's been 3 years since I left your company. I'm just here as a friend. I care about you. I want to show you 2 different charts here. One, your stock price since 2021. It is down nearly 60%. Your executives and the people who are making these decisions, their stock options are worthless. Meanwhile, you have the single biggest needle mover in all of American sports since Michael Jordan, and you have somehow convinced yourself that you need to slow play this. Let me show you Google Trends search traffic for 4 female basketball players. There is one who only rivals Caitlin Clark, and that is Angel Reese, and you do not have her. She is
Let's cut to the chase. Caitlin Clark is the hottest name in women's basketball right now, and Nike treated her like last season's clearance rack. You don't throw a generational talent a mediocre deal while hyping up every other player like they're the next Jordan. Especially not when Adidas is out here flexing, throwing around $100 bills like they are bench pressing the entire women's sports scene.
In the world is Nike not going full on Caitlin Clark phenomenon? You've got the most popular women's athlete in the world. Do they still not have a Caitlin Clark shoe out? My mind is blown by this. The minute that she started playing in the WNBA, you should have rolled out for every little girl in America the Caitlin Clark ones. And that should have been the baddest ass women's tennis shoe that has ever.
And Adidas, they are not sitting on the sidelines. They are leaping in like a cat chasing every laser pointer in the room. The second Caitlin's camp showed the slightest hint of frustration with Nike, Adidas slid in with, "Hey, here's your own signature line, custom colorways, and an endless supply of real respect." They didn't just send flowers. They delivered a full-on sneaker bouquet, complete with custom branding and a squad of marketing pros ready to make her bigger than Taylor Swift in a gym packed with Swifties.
What of conversation has been made around Caitlin Clark, her signature shoe, the Nike deal, and with how much Nike has been dragging their behind, how much Nike has been moseying to the finish line when it comes to pushing the Caitlin Clark button, fans started speculating maybe this deal isn't as official as we thought it was. We get no signature shoe, no news of a shoe all season long. We get no merchandise all season long. We get no commercial all season.
Dump Nike, Caitlin. Dump them like a bad haircut before prom. You're not just a player, you're the moment. If Nike can't see that, they deserve a mirror and a resignation letter delivered with a perfectly arched jump shot. Here's the real kicker. If Clark signed with Adidas, her shoe line wouldn't just sell, it would obliterate every sales chart. Wilson, Caitlin's kicks would outsell theirs 10-1, and that's me being conservative. Kids would be scalping them on StockX faster than you can say step back 3. They'd be rocking Clark ones like they are wearing holy relics. Grandmas would camp outside Foot Locker like it's 1996 and the Air Jordans just dropped. Nike forgot who they are dealing with. Caitlin's no novelty act or flavor of the month. She's the league's future. And instead of building her an empire, they handed her a shoe deal with all the enthusiasm of a maybe RSVP to your wedding. Big mistake. When fans caught wind of this, they lost it. Hashtags exploded. Twitter threads popped off. NBA players chimed in. Sports Center insiders suddenly got chatty. And hey, while we're at it, what's up with that Angel Reese promo photo? Just one. And why does it look like she's walking off a 2010 reality show reunion shoot? Weird editorial vibe.
Caitlin Clark's Nike deal might be the worst endorsement deal in the history of professional sports. You guys remember this billboard that was put up in Iowa? Well, that's one of the last times that Nike has done anything for Caitlin Clark. They promoted her more in college than they have at all the entirety of the WNBA season. She signed an 8-year, $28 million deal with Nike that also included her own signature shoe, which honestly, looking at it now, $28 million for 8 years is an absolute steal for this superstar, when a player like Wemby's Nike deal was rumored to be over $100 million. Caitlin has not only had an incredible rookie season, but she has also transformed the WNBA.
Look, we're not saying Angel doesn't deserve her shine. What we're asking is, how did that become the face of your entire rookie class? Meanwhile, Sophie, who, let's be real, actually plays for the same team as Caitlin and, unlike half the Nike-ed roster, actually has the stats to back it up, is nowhere to be found. Where's Sophie's moment? Where's the Fever 3-player feature with Caitlin, Aaliyah Boston, and Sophie Cunningham, all serving looks, lighting, and attitude? Instead, we get one awkwardly cropped photo of Angel Reese looking like she's about to read someone for filth at the reunion episode of Basketball Queens. WNBA edition. Sophie's out here draining shots, diving for rebounds, and carrying a team that's ground zero for this women's basketball renaissance. And yet, somehow, she gets ghosted. That's not just a bad PR move, it's a full-on faceplant. It's like handing Beyoncé, Rihanna, and Adele the halftime show and choosing Jason Derulo. Make it make sense. Meanwhile, Adidas would have crowned Sophie the new face of their training line, slapped her on billboards, and let her toss sneakers into the crowd after every game like candy at a parade. The contrast? Embarrassing. Now, rewind to the shoe war, because it's about to get brutal. Imagine Adidas drops the Clark 1 Fire edition. They sell out in 4.3 minutes flat. Kids cry in parking lots. Grown men throw down over toddler sizes.
She feels as though that this Nike deal has been racially motivated. She believes that there's a disparity in how Nike is prioritizing and rewarding athletes like Caitlin Clark. And it's just, she's saying that athletes like Caitlin Clark are getting the better deals compared to other athletes, especially women of color. She additionally expressed her frustration through social media in her podcast, The Reese Life, suggesting that Nike was not treating all WNBA players.
Meanwhile, Nike's still over here acting like giving Caitlin a limited release is some kind of exclusive flex, when really, it's just flat out underwhelming. They probably thought tossing her into a group deal would look collaborative. Spoiler alert, it looks lazy. Like someone said, let's throw all the girlies in one bucket and call it a campaign. Clark's fans, they didn't just notice, they are straight up furious. If Nike had a suggestion box, it'd be bursting into flames right now, and honestly, this might be the wake-up call Caitlin needs. Her brand doesn't belong tucked away in some boardroom PowerPoint. She's not a bullet point, she's the whole damn presentation. She sells out arenas, commands cross-country broadcasts, and makes 40-foot shots look like casual layups. She's built her name, her brand, her influence without Nike's help. And frankly, in spite of them, so why not go Adidas? They are hungry, they are bold, and they are not afraid to bet the house on a woman who just changed the game. They'd probably hand her an entire division and let her rename it Clark Performance if she asked. And let's be real, Her fanbase would follow her like Moses parting the sneaker aisles. Meanwhile, Nike's stuck playing catch-up like they showed up late to gym class. And all the while, Caitlin's casually rewriting the definition of rookie stardom, pretending the shoe drama isn't even a thing, which of course makes it even more of a thing.